And hello, welcome back, YouTube. It's Sunday evening and time for me to go back to my, wow, I can't believe that guy cut in front of me. Fool rolling with his brights on. To be fair, his old car with his brights aren't as bright as a lot of people's regular lights, so there's that. Yeah, Sunday, October 23rd, 2022, 6:23 p.m. and headed to Amazon a little later than I normally roll out, but it's Sunday. Traffic shouldn't be too terrible. Wish I'd have got more sleep today. Yeah, I had another one of those weekends where my sleep schedule just got so off my regular schedule that kind of a struggle to get up today, this evening for Amazon, but I'm up and I'm moving. Got one of my new operator vests, and I'm pretty much assured that I won't be doing any forklift driving tonight, but I'm pretty sure I got one more week where I'm functionally stuck in receive and prep, which is fine. I actually enjoy receive and prep. In fact, I was discussing with a friend of mine who came over this morning that the thing I dislike about it most is because it is a rated position. In other words, there's a computer that tracks your every move and counts, how many items you complete per hour and per shift. It tends to be a place where where management sticks level one workers that just don't have really good work ethic. And I've noticed this before. It's been quite a while since I first noticed this. Actually, somebody else pointed it out to me, and I'm like, oh, okay, interesting. But I mean, aside from me working in outbound as a forklift driver, which I had done quite a bit since I've become a forklift driver, especially doing totes. It amazes me how often when I'm walking through other areas of the building, I still get water spiders asking me, hey, when are you gonna be back to doing totes? Holy shit, we miss you doing totes. I mean, the general consensus among them, and to me, they're the ones that matter, and in fact, even more than management, because they're the ones that were coming to me to get totes, to get empty totes. Oh wow, look at this. As I block my camera. That's a totally custom rear end on that truck for whatever industrial purpose he's got going on. That is really well crafted, like that. As I'm trying to go around this corner and get my phone back in my holder. There we go. Click, click. Sorry, that distracted me. It's not very often I see something that's that well done. That looks like it was welded and sanded by hand. I mean, not necessarily sanded by hand, probably with a power sander, but you know what I mean. Like somebody made that. I don't think that was something commercially purchased. Anyway, yeah, those are the people that to me matter as far as like on how good the person doing totes. Because totes again is not a rated thing. In fact, not only is it not a rated thing, it's a position where, generally speaking, you have very minimal management oversight. I mean, as I said when I was doing it all the time, it wouldn't be unusual for me to see in the course of a 10-hour shift to see Alex maybe 3 times in the entire 10 hours. I remember when I first started over there, like when I would want to go do my breaks, I would end up spending quite a bit of time just trying to find her and to let her know it's like, hey, do you want to scan me out for my break? And eventually she's just like, you wouldn't be there if we didn't trust you. We're just, when it's time to go to break, be back to work in 15 minutes. Because I trust you're not gonna disappear for extended huge periods of time when it's time to take a break. And I'm like, cool, nice. So that said, it seems like prep receive, because it is a track position and because there's a a terminal that tracks literally every move that you do, and that you're basically stuck in front of the entire shift when you're not on a break, and it tracks when you get back from break, and so on and so forth. It tends to be a place where people that work in inbound, which is not tracked at all. There's nobody tracking the progress of individual line loaders. They just, they're just kind of expected to work at a nice, steady, reasonable pace. And there are some that get in there that realize that nobody's really tracking how hard or how fast they work, and they tend to get super lazy. And some take it to the point where they just will disappear into the bathroom for a really long time, or when they used to have a break space. It gotten eliminated some of the extra break areas that they used to have, that I guess were put there, or at least what they said is they were put there to increase social distancing during COVID. There used to be a break area that was not far from the PID lines, kind of at the far end of them, near like pit 5 and pit 6. And oh shit, I'm hitting more traffic than I expected to hit. I did not check my Google traffic at all before heading out, by the way. Anyway, there's some people that would just disappear during the shifts, and I would hear it from some of the lower level management, which to be honest, those are the people that I tend to socialize more with at work. Not because I'm trying to get into management, not because I'm trying to suck up to management, but just there's so much turnover amongst, not as much amongst water spiders, but certainly amongst, but there is amongst water spiders as well, but particularly amongst line loaders, that the lower level managers, they're the people that I've been working alongside since I got there, and the learning ambassadors. They're the ones that have been there for extended period of time, So I mean, they're the ones I've known longer and know better. And to be fair, as an employee, I mean, they're the ones that are just pretty much give me free rein when I'm in inbound, and just do what you want. And they'll tell me, hey, today we're going to track you as a water spider, or today we're going to track you as a line loader, but and sometimes I'll let them know at the beginning of the shift. It's like, hey, just so you know, I'm feeling really tired. I'm gonna just need to be on the line. I mean, if you really need me in a pinch, but as soon as we're caught up, I'm gonna be through it, because my body ain't gonna handle pulling 1,000-pound pallets on a pallet jack tonight. And that guy is in a hurry to get behind other cars and wait. I always check my rearview mirror closely before changing lanes. Anyway, not too bad of traffic there in the short stack. As long as I don't have too much other traffic heading to work, I'll be getting there in plenty of time. Anyway, so what I was trying to say is, because they tend to put people that start as line loaders but aren't really good at staying on task and tend to show kind of bad work ethic, and other employers, they just fire that person. Like, yeah, you didn't really work. So, or they do, certainly what I've seen with people like that in fast food places, people that don't keep up when it gets busy, or that just tend to slack off when it's not busy and not do prep work and other work that needs to be done when it's not busy. And same thing in the bar business and restaurant business as well, is usually those people just watch their schedule dwindle and then wonder why they're not being given very many hours, especially places where there's no real definition of full-time and part-time people. You're just, scheduled for what you're scheduled. But at Amazon, it seems, at least at GYR3, it seems to be that if you're somebody who doesn't tend to hustle while you're at work, or at the very least work at a continuous steady pace, and is always looking for an excuse to just stand around and do nothing, or likes to disappear from your workstation, and isn't doing other work somewhere else when they disappear from the workstation. That's one thing I've definitely had managers tell me. It's like, yeah, we don't even worry about you when we see you're not where you're supposed to be. We just assume you're someplace else taking care of something else that really needed taken care of, and appreciate that. So, but yeah, anyway, so it seems like that's the solution for those employees, is to put them in a rated position where you pretty much are tethered to a workstation that's tracking your progress. And consequently, which honestly is not something I worry about. As I mentioned before, I don't worry about hitting rate. I absolutely don't. I know I'm working at a good steady pace, and if at any time I do have a manager who's like, well, you didn't make rate. And at this point, they're not even checking me for rate because I'm still quote unquote training in that position. But that's when I'm going to remind them, hey, do you remember that I did this, or I did that, or I did that? And just so you know, I'm putting my focus on quality and making sure that everything that comes out of my workstation is prepped neatly and flawlessly. So just, I'm not going to sacrifice quality for rate. Sorry, not going to do it. I don't see it being a problem. Anytime I've ever worked in a rated position, I've always found that I seem to be like way ahead of the curve anyway. So really not worried about it. Although I definitely have had some stuff like since I've been working in prep and receive that I know has just butchered my rate. Most particularly these crazy ceramic horses that just were not packaged for individual sale, but needed to be. They came in these 2-packs that were very neatly packed with, formed styrofoam to protect them and everything. And I'm talking just ceramic figurines, these pretty good sized ceramic figurines with legs and ears that would just not take much to break. And in the package that the 2-pack came in, very well protected for transit. But once they removed from those packages, and the directions that were given on the screen for prep was bubble wrap, which just means wrap it in some bubble wrap. Yeah, the way things bounce around in totes on the conveyors at Amazon, and then to say the way they're going to be moved from unit to from center to center in a truck, and then after that, we got a smashed up car on the right hand side. And the fair's looking really cool tonight. It's not looking like I'm going to get to it at all this year, and I never did check the entertainment schedule, so yeah. I always find with concerts, the less I know, the less I feel like I'm missing out on. So whatever. Anyway, yeah, I put quite a bit of time into those, but I also did what I needed to make sure that those were packaged in boxes with stickers on the outside indicating what they were, to where they would not be needing to take out of these boxes that I meticulously packed them in until they reached their final destination. And those would be the boxes they would sit in when they landed at a fulfillment center. And when a picker at an actual fulfillment center who more likely than not cares everything about their rate and cares nothing about how badly things get damaged en route to customers, then it's going to survive that. And I'm not even saying that as somebody that's worked in a fulfillment center, because I've never actually worked in a fulfillment center that does orders. I've only worked at Jaguar 3, which is I always call it a distribution center. I've had a couple managers correct me on what it's actually called, and damn if I can remember what they say, but it's a very specialized kind of. It says fulfillment center on the building. It is not. What we do is processing and sorting and distributing. So yeah, I've never actually worked in a fulfillment center where orders are being fulfilled, but I've certainly heard and seen talk on Reddit and on YouTube comment sections about what that's like. And I've certainly purchased enough things from Amazon that were clearly not packed with care. Amazon has a horrible reputation in record collecting circles on Reddit and on YouTube, and then also in CD and DVD collecting circles for just not packing things with care and things coming cracked. In fact, I was kind of disturbed where during like a class or whatever that we were going through, my second day of working in Prep Receive, where I was being shown pictures and examples of how much damage is acceptable damage. And when they specifically got to CDs, they were like, oh, cracks in the cases are okay. And I'm thinking to myself as a CD collector, no, cracks in the cases of new CDs are not okay. Not okay at all. But, I mean, I didn't say that because obviously there's policy and there's, I mean, I've already called out one supervisor, for saying, hey, are you thinking with your brain right now, or are you thinking with your policy? I mean, the worst example of that I've seen so far is saying that it's okay to cut the fingertips off your gloves. If you don't have fingertips on your gloves, what the fuck are you still wearing gloves for? Just take the gloves off. Well, that's a rule. We gotta follow that rule. If you cut the fingertips off your gloves, you disabled your gloves. See, it's the equivalent of wearing a condom with the tip cut off of it. It's not gonna, you cut the end off the condom. It's not doing anything. And that's why you've created a glorified cock ring. Anyway, I couldn't bring that example. I get fired from HR. Yeah, you're entirely too worried about offending people. I don't give a damn about that. I'm gonna use the most blunt example I can think of. Thank you very much. Anyway, what I'm trying to say, and I keep missing the point, is that because Prep Receive tends to be a place where they stick people with bad work ethic, the managers that work over there, the lower level ones and the upper level ones, all seem to kind of have a mentality of almost a babysitter mentality. This mentality of that they're babysitting poor quality workers, and I seem to be cutting through that a little bit. But I mean, I do kind of get where they're coming from. Of like, well, I can't allow one thing for you, and then and then not enforce that with everybody. And I guess I've kind of gotten accustomed to that sort of preferential treatment inbound. I honestly do get it. But I do notice a lot of new people will turn to me, and they notice that even though I'm wearing the same vest that they are, that I'm obviously popping in and out and moving around in a way that they don't. That I'm somebody they can turn to and ask questions, and they can give them pointers on what they need to do, and I do that. So on that note, yeah, kind of eager to get out of Prep and Receive and back on a forklift. So on that note, yeah, got my new operator. Actually, it would have been normal when I got recertified to get one, and she had one handy for me, and I just Jessica. And I told her no, please don't waste another one of those. I think I got 3 sitting at home. So, especially since I'm not going to be driving forklift tonight, there's no point in me. I'm going back to Prep and Receive, so there's no point in giving me one tonight. But I'm wearing it tonight, even if I'm going to be working at Prep and Receive. So at least maybe the fact that I'm wearing that, the management in the Prep and Receive area will be like, oh, this guy's a forklift operator, for God's sake. I'm like, why is he even here? Oh, cross training, got it. Oops, I made the mistake of getting in the ending lane again. And I got somebody completely riding my ass as if that lane is going anywhere. I like this song. It's the first song that actually got me into the Black Eyed Peas. And a sound that they kind of lost after this song. Not that I don't like will.i.am's electro sound, which relies heavily on Fergie's vocals, but yeah. Oh, that motherfucker is so impatient he'll pass me on the right. Some other guy passing me on the right. Oh, he's got a wing on the back of his car. He thinks he's got a sports car. One of those guys. Anyway, looking forward to work overall today. Mandatory overtime, they stuck that back on me, although fortunately this time around the shift swap has been enabled, so I had no problem swapping out my Thursday for Friday. The only thing I gotta remember is I am working Amazon this Friday, so won't be able to do too much day drinking at Amazon, day drinking at Amazon, Friday day drinking over at at Bullocks and have to make sure that I have everything packed up early enough that I'm able to drive to Amazon by 7. And also remember that I, go there in my safety shoes and got all my Amazon stuff packed with me. But I'm sure I'll be focused on that by Friday. Pretty sure I'll be on a forklift between now and Friday too. I mean, there's a chance it could happen tonight. I have had a couple of people tell me it's like, if the way you get pulled out of cross training is somebody deciding that you serve a vital function somewhere else and coming and getting your ass. And the odds of somebody from either inbound or outbound doing that to put me on a forklift is pretty good on a Sunday. So anyway, yeah, shift swap, got that covered. My mandatory overtime, they still got me on the mandatory overtime equals Thursday schedule, but at least shift swap was enabled, so it's been swapped for Friday. That's a schedule that works for me. Not trying to spend time with Priscilla at this point, not after her the level of tease and denial that she brought to me Friday night. In fact, she's been trying to contact me pretty much all day, and I've just been ignoring. I've got her on ignore. Just following the advice of pretty much every red pill Mitgow channel that I've ever watched. Of women, if women don't want to give you the bedroom fun, don't give them the attention that they crave. And at one point, she sent me a text today saying, "Oh, I just miss hearing your voice. Can't wait till you find my YouTube channel, sugar." You'll hear my voice a whole lot. Probably learn to hate it. Anyway, oh gosh,
we know health insurance can get complicated. We get it. Our job is.
Of course, I could really up the ante on the. Oh, you're missing my voice. send her a link to some of our old home porn that I've got archived. Well, you can hear my voice really good in this. Anyway. I mean, hey, I don't know what's going to happen with me and the woman that I was hanging out with on Saturday night. Last night. I got high hopes for that. I do. And Jazzy actually didn't call me, but she did text me at some really odd time in the middle of the morning. Now, I'm assuming she just went to bed and rolled over and went back to sleep because I didn't hear her later. For that matter, the other gal from Bullocks that I've been chatting with on Snapchat that I haven't heard from much lately. I've heard quite a bit from her in the last 24 hours. So yeah, if I genuinely believe I just kind of make a point to just not allow Priscilla to tease me like that. Just simply keep her on ignore for a while. I got a feeling that other women will happen. I mean, that's generally been my experience. Look, a good parking spot. Nice. I think that guy was swinging wide to turn into it. Denied. Anything else I want to mention? Oh yeah, one thing was a fleeting thought as I was mentioning my training class, my retraining class for forklift, which pretty much everybody agrees was a waste of time, but had to be done because we're thinking with our policy, not our brains around here. Jessica, I for the most part kind of adore Jessica. I do, but she does have a bit of a speech impediment, which I think generally when I hear the kind of speech impediment she has, I found it generally it indicates some kind of a hearing issue. I don't know, and I'm not going to ask because I feel it's kind of rude to ask her or imply. She communicates just fine, but I couldn't help but notice that every time she said badge, which would be referring to my my name tag, like if she's got, she'd need to scan my badge, or she's got a workstation where she's got one of the sensors that reads the RFID on it. She's like, oh yeah, your badge. That's my badge. And every time she said it, it sounded like she said vag, and it took all I had in me to not giggle about that. or respond with, speaking of, how's your vag? I should spend less time thinking about that. Since I don't think anything's ever going to happen with me and Jessica's vag. But you know, hey, I'm a man. I just think about that stuff. That's the way I'm wired. Anyway, it's I'm kind of early, but I'm gonna go in and actually eat, get myself a couple Mountain Dews, and chillax in the break room before I go in. If there's anything else I need to talk about, I can't think of what it was, other than it was actually kind of a good time I had this morning. Just hanging out with an old friend that I don't get to spend nearly enough time with, actually doing stuff outside of him, just kind of showing up at a place where I happen to be singing karaoke, and yeah, so good times. Hooked him up with a home theater receiver. You know, I've stockpiled them, planning on actually selling them for profit, but I don't recall what I paid for the one I gave him. But at this point, I don't know. It's not like I need to come after him for money. He's always there when I need help, and he did buy me breakfast, so there's that. But I think the more relevant thing is just I'm at a point where I need to take a step back and look at how much I'm spending on storage, and it's not even like what I spent for that receiver. It's like, how much have I spent to store that stupid thing since then? And yeah, that's a disturbing figure. But you know, much better that it go into his living room and get daily use than just sit, you know, collecting dust and taking up space in my storage. And him and I went kind of deep into my larger storage unit today, and I realized that I need to take some time out when I have some days off, now that the weather is nice, and do some organizing in there and flipping some of the stuff that I have to flip, because between eBay and OfferUp, I should just be moving this stuff. Plus, I did set up an account on Mercari. Not that I've ever used it, but I did set up an account, I think. Or maybe I just installed the app. At any rate, I need to give Mercari a shot as well. Anyway, thanks for coming with me on the drive, and I'm going to go to work. Like and subscribe, and I'm always back with more. Sometimes it's actually interesting.